All right, so this brings us to the end of this first section of our Python series where we look at the Python basics and went through the variables, the data types. We look at the input and output, print, for example, or input. We also look at the simple expressions and operators, and we build a small app, a small calculator. Not the full thing, but something that mimic the everyday use of a calculator. And that was just what we had to do in the past videos. And we kind of like touch on more or less everything we've learned so far. And like I said, these videos are not going in depth. This is very basic kind of, well, let me just see what this Python thing can do. Or if maybe if I'm interested, I can go further and find out more about it. So that's the whole idea behind these videos. If you're looking for something more in-depth, I will highly recommend that you sign up for a course. There are many places online where you can learn Python and in-depth and further your knowledge into a specific field that interests you. This is just basic, just to get your attention, just to get you to think about Python if you ever never heard about it. Yes, that's the whole purpose behind these videos. And we have built our little calculator, and it did help us come with the options of being able to enter a first number, a second number, and do some processing, and also give us some result and handle some cases where maybe the value that we're trying to divide a number with a value of 0, and then if that's the case, give us those unexpected result or something to say, hey, that's not possible. You see, maybe going further, something that you might probably want to look at is maybe add support for other operators like your power, or your modulus, or even allow users to perform other calculations without restarting the program. I mean, that could be a challenging thing to do. How can I run this without having to rerun the app again and again and again? I mean, that could be a research path where you kind of figure things out for yourself and build on this knowledge to be able to grow and maybe specialize in areas of interest. Really the sky is your imagination is the limit. How far you want to go, how deep you want to learn, how passionate are you about learning Python or any other language. It doesn't have to be Python. It can be anything else other than Python. The whole point of these videos is get the principles, learn the basics, and allow your mind to learn without having to struggle with things that are not necessary in the beginning, which is why I chose Python, because it uses everyday words, number one, and number two, by nature, it's very simple, and and the words that I use are words that are common, and that's just some of the reason why I chose Python. There are other languages, and also it's easy to run. I mean, I only need one script, my PC setup, and if you happen not to be able to run Python on your local machine, there are online platforms that allow you to do so via the browser. Just fire up an account, and then start practicing and grow your skill and get the knowledge that you need to be able to grow in this area. So that's what we managed to do through this first part of this series on touching on basics. Of course, there's more than what we've covered. This is by no means an exhaustive list of the things that you can do with Python, but at least you kind of get an idea of where you can what it can do, what you can do, what you can learn, where you can look, and things you can try by yourself and implement daily. So those are some of the options that you have. And the next step going forward, based on our work path, would now be to go into more in depth with control flows, making decisions. So we're gonna have a more practical approach where we touching on many things that allow us to kind of shuffle things around and figure out things without having to follow like second nature, basically. Let it become second nature of how you code, how you implement things, and come up with solutions. So that is the end of this first chapter. And until next time, keep well. Bye bye.